And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week. Uh, my weekend is already set with kids, and more kids. My daughter's best friend birthday party. Kids got a game Saturday. We be driving her a lot around the town and stuff, and you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Still trying to find a house. Slowly trying to pack up, move stuff around, get ready for so when it come time to move, be nice, quick, and easy. I don't have that much stuff anyways. That's the whole point. Still look at different areas and stuff. I noticed like when it's coming time to move that I think I said before I'm a person of routine and structure because I gotta keep myself together mentally. So I feel a little not anxious, but a little bit like moving is not a big deal to me, but it's the fact that I still want to be able to go to the gym I go to the Publix I go to, the grocery store. And even if it's a longer distance, I'm okay with that. Just over time, I just gotta be able to slowly adjust. And long as it's I live near the interstate, so I'm trying to find a house that's near the interstate, further north of me. And wow, that was annoying right there. I don't even know what that sound. I thought I turned that notification sound off. Whatever. Well, that doesn't happen again. So, anyways, I want to move further north than where I'm at in the city, but still by the interstate. That way I can still hop on I-4 and I can still go to my gym because right off the interstate. And I can still go to Publix because right off the interstate. And then I'll slowly transition to a closer Publix. But I'm still going to go to my gym because I've been going there for like 2 years, 3 years, something like that. That's my gym. I like it. Like I don't want to change. I don't mind living in a different house, but I don't want to switch up too much of my structure. So then, so you always do things for multiple reasons because I'm thinking about that. I'm also thinking about the kids, them being in a neighborhood with a pool or some type of thing. So I don't mind the HOA. And here we go, the notification sound again. And it's gonna be a bunch of stuff that there'll be other reasons why I want to move to a certain location. So you never just do anything for one reason. Never just anything for one reason. Man, I had a little nostalgia moment too on the way home from the gym. I think I was listening to like, was it Pop 2K on Sirius XM? I forgot to pay for that sometimes. That's an extra expense I can always cut off. But I think it was, what was it? Hater or Lover came on with 50 Cent in the game. Actually, I think 50 Cent in the game and G Unit. I think it was that version of it. And I started, having my whole nostalgia moment. Then I was like, man, I started listening. I went in the house. I was like, man, I feel like listening to Get Rich or Die Trying. So as I'm getting ready for the show and stuff, I'm listening to Get Rich or Die Trying now. I think I made a post. Yeah, I made a post on Twitter and Gav and on my blog site. Man, I grew up listening to 50 Cent, bro. Some of y'all out there growing up listening to Lil Nas X. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that, man. I grew up listening to 50 Cent, Back Down, Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, like the golden era of hip hop, man, of rap music. I still remember the Sugar Hill Gang and all those other songs from the 80s and stuff, man. Like, God, what was that movie? What was that one movie, that breakdancing movie? Breaking. I used to love that movie as a kid, man. Now we got this. Now we got Lil Nas X sliding down a pole in heels. Yeah, you can be as homosexual you want to be. Why you gotta be feminine? You can't be a homosexual masculine male? It's like they never really want to show you that. Even though that's really more than likely what it should be because, you like a man, then you like masculinity. So you want to be a masculine man yourself. You'll attract other masculine men because, you're homosexual. So you like masculinity. But whatever, to each their own. I'm just trying to logically make it make sense in my head because, when you think about it, like I always say, the shit doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But I was like, man. Now I caught myself. Do I sound like what they call an old head? Do I sound like I'm just getting old? Like, back in my day. But it's like, no, I still listen to current music stuff. I just have to search and dig a little bit more for it now. And a lot of it is independent. Tom McDonald, Adam Calhoun, Sarah Dexter, people I've been listening to lately. I like the Snow the Product. I still listen to her every now and then. Like independent rappers. I'm not even, underground is not even the word for it no more. It's independent. So there's still quality music out there. Uh, what is it? Bryson Grayson or Bryson Gray? He's a he's a full blown Christian and stuff. And but I still like his music. I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but hey, I still like his music, and that's funny because you don't have to agree with everything somebody says, but I respect what you're saying because you stand by what you say. I listened to what was it, the Tatum report. Was officer I think it's Brandon Tatum or whatever, retired officers or something like that, a former officer. So I listen to him every now and then on YouTube and stuff, and you know, another full blown conservative Christian. I don't agree with all his perspectives, but one night I was listening to him, I was like, you know what? I don't agree with nothing you're saying, but at the same time, I respect the hell out of it because you could tell he was standing. He's like, look, I'm gonna say this. If you can't stomach this conversation, this you shouldn't be listening to this. Like, I gotta get some things off my chest. He was talking about Lil Nas X and stuff, and he has real conservative views on Christian homosexuality. Him being a Christian, Orthodox. I want to say a Christian, whatever you want to call it. And like I still say, you can be where you want to be, but I kind of get where you're coming from, but I don't agree with it. But I was like, damn, if this shit, I respect the hell of this because it's like, hey, I'm saying this. You don't like it, you don't like it, but this is how I feel. This is what I think. I'm saying this. I'm standing by this, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. Because there's a lot of fakery people. There's a lot of fake shit, and a lot of people, a lot of these celebrities and stuff. Everybody, YouTubers, content creators, they'll get on there and say whatever, but you don't. It's hard to tell. Do any of these people actually stand by their word? Do they stand by their convictions? Do I want to say that right? Yeah. Do they stand by what the fuck they're saying? I think we're all just looking for authenticity. Like, are you are what you say you are, and do you stand by the things that you say? It doesn't matter if I agree with you or not. It doesn't matter if I even think what you're saying is idiotic or illogical. The fact that you stand by what you say, I can respect that. And I think a lot of us are looking for that when we talk, especially when we talk about entertainment, because when we talk about entertainment, we like to hear other people's opinions, and we want to hear other people's opinions. That's exactly what we want to hear. Your opinion. What do you think? Not this. Are you saying the same thing someone else is saying? Are you just saying whatever? Are you going along with the trend? Like, no, stand by what you say. So I know I say a lot of stuff on the show. Some things can be seen as can be taken as controversial. Like it's not nothing I say to me. I don't think it's shocking, but some people might take it as a shock value, or maybe I'm trying to do this in a certain manner. But at the same time, that's not reality. Reality is this is who I am. Like I'm telling you the thoughts that I have in my head, and if you were in my face, I'll tell you the same thing. Like I can tell. Sometimes I say some stuff that is just like too much, and people just kind of look at me like, "God damn!" Because I'll be saying something, and I know what job they have or what position they stand by, and I'll still look at them and say, "Hey, yeah, I don't like that." But no one ever gets mad because you respect it. You respect the level of honesty in which I bring, in which I talk about, and that's something that I think we all should strive for. To me, it just makes the most sense. Like I don't understand why would I not be honest with what I'm saying, because how can I have you respect me and respect my opinion and respect my thought and my thought process if I'm not being honest with what I'm saying? And that's what it needs to come to in this world. Specifically sticking to American culture. Be honest, man. We could be on different sides of the conversation, with different sides of aisles. We can have different political opinions, perspectives, religious views, values, spirituality, all that bullshit. Just be honest, bro. Just be who you are. Do you stand by what you say? Right? And if you choose to change what you say, then change it and stand by that. All right. If you want to go out, if you, as far as voicing your opinion publicly, because, hey, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, regardless of how you feel about it. Because no one gives a fuck about how I feel. No, I'm going to say what I'm going to say because I care. Like, I know I can say the most fucked up things in the world, but I'm saying it because I actually care. I'm saying because I care enough and I respect every person I talk to from a human level. I might not necessarily respect the things you do in life, but I give everybody a benefit of the doubt and I respect you as a human being enough to say, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. I'm going to be completely honest. And at the core of that, really, you got to be honest with yourself. I tell my kids, I tell my kids this all the time. Be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. Because if you're honest with yourself, you'll never lie to yourself. And if you never lie to yourself, then you won't give no reasons to lie to anybody else. Because every time you tell a lie, the first person you tell that lie to is yourself. Because you have to come up with that bullshit ass lie first in your own head before you spit it out and say it to someone else. And that's the reality of the situation. That's how it goes down. All right, I did my little spiel in my intros. Let's go ahead and get into these topics. The shit that's gonna piss you off, right? There's an article here from Forbes, which I guess the fuck is the beta for? I guess they let me go with it. You know what? Okay, that's probably why they let me go with it. It's not that much of an article. So here they got a Forbes World's Billionaires list, and you take this as a grain of salt because if I have a lot of money, my goal is to not let anybody know I have a lot of money. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be on no Forbes list. I could be a trillionaire. I would never fucking let nobody know that. One, I'm paranoid. I wouldn't trust anybody around me. Family, friends, I couldn't trust them. I couldn't trust nobody, man. Say you have $1 trillion, $1 billion. You really think you gonna trust the person next to you not to want to kill you or take your money? Hey, man, what is it? Money is the root of all evil. Hey, some of your family members, friends, stuff. They might think a little bit. They might think twice. Like, hey, you worth how much now? You got that much money? Huh. Who's on your death insurance? What? Like, you gotta start asking questions, things that you shouldn't be asking about, right? Like, so what are your funeral plans? What am I? What? We check up on me like that for, man? It's things. So you gotta take this list with a grain of salt because if you have this much money, why the hell would you tell anybody? And obviously, there's some things. Of course, there's public information, so you can't really hide it. But you'll never know exactly how much these people have. Because if they're smart enough, supposedly smart enough to get the money that they have attained, then that means they should probably, I don't know, be smart enough not to give out exact numbers or estimates of how much they got in their bank account. And plus, you got to hide shit from the government anyways, man. Nobody trying to pay taxes. So it says, meet the 40 new billionaires who got rich fighting COVID-19. So, what does the quote say? Never let a good crisis go to waste. The fact that you have 40 new billionaires who got rich fighting COVID-19. I'm sorry. I thought COVID-19 was such a pandemic and the likes of which we never seen that we are supposed to look out for each other, right? I'm supposed to wear my goddamn mask. I'm supposed to get my fucking vaccine shot because I'm supposed to care about the human being next to me. Meanwhile, people are literally becoming billionaires because they're fighting for COVID-19. I don't know about you. My superheroes don't get rich. Right? Right? I'm sorry. Superman ain't rich. Batman already has some money. Go ahead with Iron Man too. But pretty sure Superman ain't rich. Don't think the Flash is rich. Who else I think of? Aquaman lives in the fucking sea, so I don't think he counts. Wonder Woman is damn near immortal, so I don't think she matters. She lives out in the Amazon and whatever. So to me, if you're gonna fight COVID-19, should you be making money? And that's really the biggest question that should come. Because when I seen this article, my first thought was, how the fuck are you making money fighting COVID-19? If it's such a pandemic, if it's such an issue that all of us, we got to shut down the world and stuff. So while some of you out there can't go to work, your kids can't go to school, you can't have your business, all this shit, you can't entertain yourself, you can't go to a goddamn fucking movie. Meanwhile, people are getting rich fighting COVID-19. It's almost like this was all done by design. It's a sad world, man. This is the reality in which we live in, yet it's like nobody wants to face this because they can't face this because we're too busy distracted with racism, homophobic, transphobic, all these stupid labels, all these stupid categories, because all of those things are distractions. Those things are there to divide us because the real people that we should be paying attention to, those getting rich off of COVID-19. People are supposed to be getting sick and dying, right? But don't worry, because people are becoming billionaires. Man, I I say this all the time, but it's like some of these articles, this stuff gets so disrespectful. It seems to hit a new level of disrespect over and over and over. Because this is right, flat out disrespectful. Some people, as I'm searching for these homes, I see a lot of pre foreclosures. I see foreclosures. That means people are losing their homes this past year because of COVID-19, because of this fucking stupid ass pandemic. But these people are getting rich. And you know what? I'm not personally getting mad at them. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what it comes down to, man. That's what it comes down to. These guys are playing the game. You play the game one way, they're playing the game another way. You just don't realize you're playing the game. They just threw you off on the side and let you play one of the side quests. Oh yeah, you go get a job. You go to school. You get in debt, get a college degree. Yeah, you those are your side quest missions. You try to level up that way. But don't worry, the people that know the game, they're playing the main story. We're not. I feel like I turned everything into a fucking video game reference. That's crazy. It says some made their fortunes developing new vaccines and promising antibiotic treatments, while others sell much needed diagnostic tests and personal protective equipment. They don't give a fuck about you, bro. Oh my God. It says shortly after the World Health Organization declared COVID 19 a global pandemic, fuck the WHO, on March 11, 2020, markets collapsed and economies around the world plunged into recession. At the same time, hundreds of billionaires fell from the ranks of Forbes' World's Billionaires list, capturing a snapshot of the pandemic's impact on the fortunes of blah. Okay, fuck all that. It says 1 year later, things couldn't be more important, or more different, excuse me. In one short year. Like, wrap your head around it. I really had to stop and pause in like one short year. Literally. It says a record 493 new billionaires joined the list this year. I'm trying to make money off of crypto. Actually, I am making money off of crypto. Obviously, XRP just went up to over $1. So I'm making money off of crypto. Meanwhile, these people are making money because, your ass is sick. When I say the medical industry is like one of the biggest scams, bro, it literally is, man. It literally is. So it says 493 new billionaires joined the list this year, propelled by a red hot stock market and unprecedented economic stimulus, which I don't think they're going to attribute, or yeah, they're not going to get Trump props for that. I don't think they're just going to say, fuck it, it's not on him. It says among those newcomers are at least 40 new entrants who draw their fortunes from companies involved in fighting COVID-19. At least 40. At least 40? Probably more. Because the rest, if they were smart, they would have bought up stock like I tried to do with Moderna and Regeneron. I'm not going to lie, I bought stock last year too, man, because that's how you play the game. I say I can't get mad at these people. Because if you're smart, you do the same thing. If you're smart and you kind of question your emotions a little bit, your empathy, rather. Sometimes I question my empathy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I question my sensitivity. I wonder if I know I have it, but I've been desensitized, and I kind of wonder if I'm not already naturally that way, anyways. But like I said, if you were smart last year, you would have buying up stock and stuff if you were able to. I was able to get some stuff, but then I had to sell some stuff as well. So, yeah. But hey, it helped out. So it is what it is. It says some such, such as Moderna CEO Stephen Bancel, I don't know how to say that, and BioNTech co-founder Ugun Sahin. Oh yeah, I'm not saying these words correctly at all. I just fucked their names all up. It's, they have become household names. Say who household names to who? I didn't. I just now realized who their names were, and I still just messed it up. It says have become household names thanks to the vaccines they helped develop. I'm sorry, they ran a company. They didn't help develop nothing, but whatever. Others got rich making everything from personal protective equipment, your mask that don't actually provide any real personal protective equipment or any personal or personal protection whatsoever, whatsoever, and diagnostic tests to antibody treatments and software that help authorities schedule vaccination campaigns. So ad agencies, which will be essential in reopening economies and returning to normal life. Oh, so that's how they wrapped it up. Oh, don't worry, they did things, but what they did was essential. So the fact that they made money from it is not their main concern because what they did was essential for us to get back to normal life. You know what? You know this whole past year, how we could have got back to normal life if we all just got back to normal life. Oh my God. Oh my God. Relax, guy. Relax, guy. That's a crazy concept. You're telling me we can get back to normal life if we all decide to just get back to normal life? Get the fuck out of here, man. It can't be that easy. It can't be that easy, right? It can't. In order for us to get back to normal life, we can all just say, fuck the government, fuck the CDC and all these stupid regulations or whatever, all their little suggestions and guidelines and all these private corporations, all stuff, these public corporations, rather, whatever you want to call them. And we just say, hey, you know what? We're just going to do whatever we want to and get back to our life. You know, like Florida or like Texas. What was it? I think the Texas Rangers had a full stadium. Some people had masks on, some people didn't have masks on. And that's how it's supposed to be. If you want to wear a mask, you go ahead and do it. If it makes you feel better, you do it. But if I don't want to wear one, then I shouldn't have to be forced to wear one. You see, we allow one side to be favored, but we ignore the other side. Once again, creating that duality, your universal law of polarity, two opposite sides, dividing up. Once again, always trying to find a way to divide us up. And it's done intentionally because human beings already think that manner in black and white. No one ever thinks gray. No one ever says it's either, oh, you have to wear a mask, or no, none of us should wear a mask. No one or not to say no one, but really it should be in the middle where, hey, if you want to wear it, wear it. If you don't want to wear it, don't wear it. Oh my God, you mean allow the individual to make the choice? Once again, another crazy concept. Lots of crazy concepts, right? So it says the riches of these billionaires is Li Jingquan. Oh man, the president of Chinese medical products manufacturer Winter Medical, which ramped up production of masks and medical overalls to supply frontline workers across the globe. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, all our masks came from China, so I probably got a box of masks somewhere that I got last year or stuff that came from China, probably came from this guy's company, making his ass rich. Look at me, goddamn sucker. What a fucking idiot I am. All right. Winter Medical's IPO on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange in September 2020 instantly made Jingquan 64. He's 64. A billionaire several times over thanks to his 68% stake in the company worth 6.8 billion. Oh my God, guys, man. The writing is on the wall, bro. Like, it doesn't get no clearer than this. This is not by accident. It's not by coincidence. Literally by design. What is it? What did I say? Action, reaction, solution. A term I think, I heard David Icke say before. I think I still said it wrong. It's not action, reaction, solution. It's problem. Excuse me. There we go. Problem, reaction, solution. They have the solution. They give you the problem. Meanwhile, we react, and they get rich. It's not. And when I say it's done by design, because this formula has been played over and over and over and over and over. Just go back to recent modern history economies. You go back to the stock market crash, back in the what is it, 19, 1918, 1920, something like that. The Great Depression. Go back to the Great Recession, 2008, the housing market crashes, dot-com bubble. You can go back to all these things in global economy and see the same thing over and over and over. Seems to be a problem. There's a reaction, then there's a solution, and it's the solution just always seems just to be right there. It's never like a real reaction, right? It just always seems the solution just always has to be bam right there. Like, well, oh yeah, I already have a mask company. We make these masks anyways, and oh man, well, good thing I make this company and stuff. And, oh yeah, let me just go ahead and have an IPO in the same year that the pandemic happens. Just another coincidence, right? Huh. And even if it's not, even if it wasn't done by design, it's actually no, bro. Because let's be honest, you have a fucking company that makes these type of products, and you ramp up the production of masks and other stuff. So you literally are waiting for some worldwide pandemic to happen so you can make money. Like you literally have a company based on people getting sick. Like you have all the incentive in the world to push a type of pandemic or even a local epidemic, anything. The more people get sick, the more money you make. Is that not an issue? Should that not be something we as an overall society should pay attention to? Like, should anybody really make a lot of money? I'm not even, I'm not knocking it because, in a sense, you know, that is, some of it is capitalism too. I'm okay with that. It just always seems a little convenient, man. That's all I'm saying. It always just seems a little convenient. Some vaccine companies have been so successful that their rise over the last year has minted several new billionaires from the same company. And remember, as I say all this, Event 201 happened in October 2019. And who was part of it? Was it Johnson? No, it was, well, the WHO was a part of it. World Health Organization was a part of it. The Bill Gates Melinda Foundation was a part of it. And John Hopkins University was a part of it. So there you go, right there. So if I have some type of medical company, guess what I'm doing? I'm ramping shit up. I'm getting ready. I was like, hey, if these guys are already predicting it, and whether or not they're gonna do it or not, I'm getting ready for it. Opportunity to make money, to literally become a billionaire. Wow. It says including for a piece from Moderna and Taiwan base. I can't say all that because Casino Biologics, which saw as one-shot vaccine approved by Chinese regulators in February. And it's not just the vaccine discoveries companies that mass produce the vaccines and contract research firms that help firms run clinical trials have both reaped the rewards, creating new fortunes for people like a bunch of different names. Okay. Oh my! This is crazy, man. So here's the 40 newcomers with ties to companies battling COVID-19. This is just the newcomers, as opposed to the people who are already billionaires and made more money, like Ling Jinquan and family, which we talked about, and they have consumer products. They're Hong Kong, 6.8 billion. We talk about that. So they made their billions off of masks and millions of protective overalls and gowns. Uh-huh. Cool. The CEO of Moderna. Some of these are Chinese people. Medical equipment, BioNTech, that's out of Germany. Talked about that. Young Lingping, Pharmaceuticals out of Canada, 3.6 billion. The company signed a deal with a British pharma titan AstraZeneca in August to make at least 100 million doses of its COVID-19 vaccine. And if you haven't seen some of the news recently, as far as AstraZeneca, they having trouble with their vaccines. People dying from it and all types of stuff, and it's starting to get banned and stuff like that, trying to go more into clinical trials. But then again, everything is a clinical trial right now because there's no one did no long term studies, so everything's a clinical trial. It's crazy. Hucon, medical equipment out of China, 2.5 billion. Chairman of Shenzhen listed Contact Medical Systems, which makes a range of medical equipment, including pulse oximeters and pulmonary devices used to check lung conditions. It's just so convenient, right? Just so convenient. Ching Zhao Ying. Hey, you know what? I don't care if this sounds racist or anything, but I'm just saying, a lot of fucking Chinese people. A lot of fucking Chinese people, man. And you know, that's not even racist, that's nationality right there. So I don't know how race and nationality get looped in together, but it's funny how if you say Chinese and you're racist, yeah, if I'm called an American, it's not racist. But if I'm called black, it's racist. Fucking stupid, man. These terms make no sense, man. They're illogical. They'll never make sense, bro. You're just making up categories that only exist in the social sphere of your own mind. Another person from China, health information. Jing Zhao Ying is an investor in e-commerce giant Alibaba's online healthcare arm, Alibaba Health Information Technology, which signed a deal with the Chinese vaccine maker Sinovac in September to develop a digital platform for Sinovac's COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Come on, bro. Another person from China, Dai Lingzong, Lizong. Oh man, I'm surprised. I know I'm butchering his name, but oh my god, I'm trying. Chairman of diagnostics firm Sensure Biotech, which makes COVID-19 tests and had his diagnostic kits authorized by the FDA in May 2020. Oh man, Germany biopharmaceuticals. Timothy Springer, biotech, United States, 2.2 billion. Springer is an immunologist and professor of biological chemistry and molecular pharmacy at Harvard Medical School. You're a professor at Harvard. $2.2 billion, bro. You're a billionaire. You're a professor at Harvard. He was a founding investor in Moderna in 2010 and owns a 3.5% stake. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The Association of Government, Universities, and Corporations, they all just go hand in hand. Let me work at Harvard Medical School. Let me develop some things, and then let me be a founding investor in Moderna. To be honest with you, that's good business. In all honesty, that's good business, man. It's good business because there's no ethics in business, so it is what it is. I don't even know if you want to have a law and stuff, but then again, at the same time, don't pay these people no attention. Don't get, just know who you're buying your products from, because these people only make money if you buy their products. But if you pay attention to who you're buying your products from, some of these people won't get rich. And I know that we all have to do that, myself included. And it's hard too because you just want to go buy something. You're not trying to dig into a whole deep fucking internet search history trying to figure out who exactly you're buying your products from. But guess what? You as a consumer need to be conscious and aware of what the hell you're doing and what you're buying. Some of the blame goes on us. Some of the blame goes on me as I go in and buy these certain products. Like, hey, I do look at where they're coming from. I'm like, oh man, where is this coming from? A lot of stuff I try to get, make sure that's made in America, man. I try to get it, make sure it's made in America. Another person from China, another person from China, another person from China. God damn. All pharmaceuticals, one pharmaceutical, medical devices. Somebody from Italy, medical packaging. So it says glass vials. Like people like medical packaging, glass vials for several COVID-19 vaccines as well as plastic parts for diagnostic tests. 1.9 billion. Sergio Stevanato, Stevanato is the majority owner and chairman emeritus of Stevanato Group, a medical packaging manufacturer that supplies the glass vials and stuff. Nubar Efian, 1.9 billion biotech, United States. He's the chairman and co-founder of Moderna. Fucking Moderna, man. Like I said, I invested in them too, bro. I made it. I don't know how much I made. I don't think I made that much. Made a few $100s or something. I don't know how much I made, but yeah. And profits, profits, profits. And it's funny because they're already publicly traded, so all you gotta do is buy their stock too. Play the game. You might not make the billions, but it doesn't mean you can't make a couple thousand. Maybe if you're an early investor, you get right there at the IPO and you got enough. So, because as you put your money into your savings account and your shit doesn't go nowhere because the dollar ain't shit and you're not getting no interest on it because banks don't care because they're doing fractional reserve anyways, banking on your dollars and your money in their bank accounts. Why are you not investing into some of these stocks, these corporations and stuff? Because as they're making billions, doesn't mean you can't make a couple $100s, a couple $1,000. Doesn't mean you can't. Yeah, you're getting the crumbs off the table, but hey, it's better than nothing. Maybe you get enough crumbs, you get a nice little piece. That's all I'm saying, because that's the game they're playing. The game you're playing, the game that most of us are playing, is not the same. We think if we're honest and true, we work hard and stuff like that, we'll get to where we want to get at, and that is true too. There's multiple ways to attain this type of wealth, but if you want to attain a certain level of wealth, well, you gotta do some certain things. Maybe you gotta worship the devil. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but you also gotta, well, shit, make a deal with the devil, man, because being an early investor in Moderna, you're into medicine, so you're literally just hoping that people get sick. You know, and not even that. You're hoping that people feel like they're gonna get sick. So you're making money off of people's anxiety, people's fear, people's ignorance. You're making money off of that. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know how I feel about it either. But money's money, right? Because at the same time, you're trying to get something to take care of yourself and the others around you, right? That's what kind of, it's like things with drug dealers, street level drug dealers, because pharmaceutical drug dealers nobody gives a shit about, even though it's literally the same thing. But street level drug dealers, right? People are like, oh, you can't do that. You can't have these drugs, stuff like that. You know, they're committing a crime and stuff like that. I gotta get what they're saying, where it's coming from, because usually what goes along with that is guns, violence, or not guns. Goes along with that is violence and cutthroat and that type of nature. But I mean, it's business, right? Drugs is big business. Whether it's illegal or legal, it's still business. When it's illegal, guess what? These governments and corporations, they're just making money off the book that's tax free. When it's legal, now they got a public image and they have to pay corporate taxes or whatever. It's still the same game. So you shouldn't look down on one and not the other when it's all the same thing. Everybody's making money by pumping other human beings up with drugs. And what those drugs do to people, does anybody even care anymore? Clearly not, because everybody go around getting a vaccine. So like nobody cares what these drugs do to people. Nobody cares what these shots do to people. Nobody cares. Although some of us do care. But when we care now, we're anti-vaxxer. You're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you need to shut up and trust the science. I'm sorry. Science literally says I should ask these questions. I thought I was trusting the science by following, the scientific method. And the scientific method said, hey, I need to be questioning this stuff and continuing to test this hypothesis out. Oh, man. You got someone from Spain, pharmaceuticals. Okay, two people from the United States. Okay. Both biotech, John Euler, Oyler, right, is the CEO and co-founder of Beijing-based drug maker Bijan, whatever, which signed an agreement with biotech outfit Single Mix Pharmaceuticals in August to develop, manufacture, and sell Single Mix antibody treatment for COVID-19. $1.8 billion. Robert Langer, like I said, from the United States. And then when I say from, it's just saying their citizenship. Langer is a chemical engineer and professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Another goddamn professor, where he leads the Langer Lab. Blah, blah. He owns 3% stake in Moderna. The fuck did we all miss this Moderna? This Moderna machine back in 2010. God damn, that's just when I should invest in Moderna. So now, what is the next Moderna? Is it Regeneron? Regeneron, I think it's like at 400, maybe 600. I had some of that and sold it because of Trump. Trump was like, "Oh yeah, I got my trade in Regeneron." I was like, "Oh, let me get on this for a little bit, take a couple $100 profit. Thank you, I'll take that. Pay for some groceries for the month." That's crazy though, man. Right? Moderna, a lot of these companies are the same, and that's what gets me because you start to see patterns. Hey, it's a lot of Modernas, man. Right? BioNTech, right? AstraZeneca, whether it's directly or through partnership. Man, it's a lot of people. Somebody from India, China, Japan. The Keith Dunleavy and family, United States, 1.4 billion. Health IT. Dunleavy is the founder of a cloud-based healthcare data analytics outfit, Innovalon, which is working with the U.S. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to administer COVID-19 vaccines using its software platform. Working with the government. It's working with the government. You can push off through your university. Come on, bro. Alan Miller and family, 1.3 billion. Healthcare services. Miller is a founder and executive chairman of healthcare services provider Universal Health Services, which conducts testing for COVID-19 and treats patients at its network of hospitals across the U.S. Network of hospitals. Should there be a network of hospitals? Now, let's be honest. Should there really be a network of hospitals? But hey, it's business. Really? Why are you going to the hospital? If you take care of your health, you should only go to the hospital if you break a bone. You need maybe surgery or something. Because if you take care of yourself, you really shouldn't be going to the hospital for anything else when you think about it. But hey, there's something I just kind of been thinking about these past couple of years stuff as I pay more attention to my own health. More people from China, Canada, the Canadian citizenship, but they got Chinese names. I just can't believe this stuff, man. It's so much, man. People getting rich off this stuff, man. It's like, in just the past year, it's just some of it's just owning stock. That's it. Is it that easy? Because it seems like it is. They never really tell you to invest in stocks, and when they do tell you to invest in stocks, or even cryptocurrency, they always say, "Oh yeah, get this, like get Bitcoin. Oh yeah, you gotta get Bitcoin." Well, I'm sorry, Bitcoin is over 50,000, probably like 56,000 right now. Can everybody get $56,000 for one Bitcoin? Or why they tell you to do it when it's too late? They weren't telling you to get Bitcoin when Bitcoin was $1 or wasn't even $1 at all, right? They weren't talking about that then, right? They still won't talk about XRP. It's like I know it's a bunch of NDAs, but it's just you just don't talk about it. They barely mention it, even though there's a lawsuit going on. Guess what? It went up over $1. That's gains you don't even see in the stock market. We're talking about plus 40%. It was at 40 cents and 50 cents and 60 cents, 70 cents. It just shot through. And it's still way undervalued. It's way undervalued. I think XRP is worth more than Ethereum at 2,000, if not more. Because their infrastructure and things they're building around that. People are making money off of cryptocurrency. There's so many ways to make money because it's all illusion anyway. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's just a game. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to tell you the people that made the billions of dollars, though, and be like, "Oh, look how much money they make." Nah, man, let me do what they did, right? Instead of taking your savings check, put in some stock, put in some cryptocurrency, put in some digital assets. Because tokenization of assets is coming. Shit, it's already here, to be honest with you. Sologenics, Uphold, some other places and stuff where you can buy digitized gold, digital representation of silver, precious metals. You can buy other currency. You do what is it? FTX trades, which is what, foreign exchanges, foreign currency exchanges. Buy the foreign buy foreign currency and stuff at a low price and let it go up. Make all this money, man. This shit is wild. That shit is wild, man. So we have an article here from Business Insider. As we sit here and see people get rich, that's why this pandemic stuff. Why would it go away when people are making money? Why would it go away when people are making money? You know what? So it says a double mutant coronavirus variant found in India was spotted in California, but there's no evidence. It's doubly scary. I, I don't know if they're trying to be funny with the headline. It was pretty stupid. Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to be funny with the headline, but whatever. But I'm paying attention because it said India, and I was like, I know here we go, seeing some people on this Forbes list from India. One guy, the founder and chairman, Hyderabad-based drug maker MSN Group, which started producing a low-cost version of COVID-19 antiviral fever. I can't say that. In August. Another person from India. That was both pharmaceuticals. So the announcement of a double mutant variant means, guess what? They're making more money. Who comes up with this shit, bro? Okay. It says another worrisome coronavirus variant has made its global debut. This stuff is never ending, man. This stuff is never ending because as long as people focus on this and let it allow them to create fear, it will be never ending. It will never be ending. It will never be ending because they're literally making money off this. So why would they end it? Why would you end your money making machine? Right? Because they have the money and stuff, but all these Modernas, all these stocks, all these pharmaceutical companies, stuff like that, the medical suppliers, if you end the epidemic or pandemic or whatever you want to call it, if you end it, then you're gonna end sales. Like your sales are gonna start decreasing and stuff, and you're gonna go back to, well, you might see an instant drop or not. Who knows? But it might make sense for you to get in touch with some media outlets and get in touch with some universities, some doctors, some so-called experts, and get them to say, hey, you sure you guys don't find any other variants? Like, this is it? And like, no, I don't see nothing. But hey, how about I give you X amount of money so you could conduct a study to see if there are any other variants or anything else we should worry about, because we really just want to make sure people are safe. Well, okay. Well, I need about $1 million because the equipment and stuff like that is going to cost it. Then the staff that I'm going to have, some of the students and stuff like that, it's going to cost money. Well, all right, no problem. In fact, you know what? Here's $5 million. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I don't need this much, but okay. Well, yeah, go ahead and, go just here's some money to conduct your study at your university. And, yeah, just let us know what you find out. Now, you take $5 million to conduct the study, and I don't even know if this is legal or not, or illegal, or this is all hypothetical. I'm just giving my opinion. It's kind of logical, though. But, and based on some things I know. So then you take the money, and then as you take the money, you're thinking, damn, this gave me $5 million. You're going to feel some type of inclination to find something, right? Because we all think a bribe is directly. But that's an indirect bribe because you as a human being, you're going to feel some type of way that, like, you know what, maybe I need to have some results. Maybe I need to find something that is worth me getting this money. Maybe it's nothing too great. Maybe it's all science is iffy anyways. But maybe instead of a peer review, we'll skip the peer review and just kind of go more into it and just go along with it. So it says scientists from the Indian state, uh, Maharashtra. Ooh, I'm butchering everything today. Identified a new strain 2 weeks ago. Okay, let's go with it. Identified a new strain 2 weeks ago that links to between 15 and 20% of cases there. The variant has earned the somewhat ominous nickname Double Mutant. Double Mutant. What, they find a fucking can of ooze? What, we got a Ninja Turtles? Did Shredder go over there and do a study? Like, come on, bro. Like, Double Mutant? Double Mutant? Did they sit down and say, yeah, let's call it Double Mutant? Yeah, that sounds like a good name. Because it has an unprecedented combination of two mutations that may help it both attach better to human cells and hide from the immune system. So, first and foremost, when we're talking about viruses mutating, evolving and stuff, it doesn't happen this fast. You never heard no fucking viruses happening this fast and mutating. And this is such a novel virus, right? SARS-CoV-2, right? Secure, severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2, right? So that means there's a 1. So the 2 is already a variant, right? If I'm not mistaken, the 2 is already a variant. So you're telling me within the past year or so that there's multiple variants now. I didn't know if viruses evolved that fast. I didn't know evolution took that path where it was like, you know what, fuck it. Instead of going out 100 years or 1,000 years or maybe a few million years, we're just gonna evolve within like 20 months. I didn't know that was a thing, man. Like, in all honesty, like, I didn't realize that the viruses can evolve so fast. And I'm kind of wondering, I think that's bullshit. Because you ain't never heard no shit like this before. And we talk about influenza and other things. Well, those things been around for like thousands of years, so it's gonna happen, right? But not only did the SARS-CoV-2 jump from a bat or whatever you want to say, whatever, or it's funny because the virus is mutating and stuff, yet they still don't know the origins. So how can you even say it's a mutation if you don't know exactly where it's come from? Like, these are legit questions, man. I don't care if it sounds stupid or not, but these are legit questions because if they're trying to explain this stuff to us and tell us to be afraid, well, someone need to explain this in the most simplistic terms. Right? Does that make sense? Is that too much to ask for? This says just 24 hours after Indian officials reported the variant, it also popped up in Northern California. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Whoa, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Just 24 hours after Indian officials reported the variant, it also popped up in Northern California. Just a coincidence, right? Another mathematical improbability. Just a coincidence that it just happened to pop up 24 hours after they reported it in India, the country of India. Oh man, yeah, like that's not iffy to nobody. That's not a little like, hey, what? Like, wait, like once again, if they put this shit in a movie, you would not believe it, and you'll be like, this is bad writing. This shit makes no sense. Yet this is reality, even though it seems like we're living in a movie because it's. I really think we are because a lot of shit is illusions, but you gotta stop and think, like, bro, does that even sound like it fucking makes sense? How did it go from India to Northern California in just 24 hours, bro? Like, was it already here? Like, what? Like, what? Like, does that make sense, man? It says researchers from the clinical virology lab at Stanford. Stanford, once again, another prominent university, Stanford, is being mentioned in this article. In the fourth article, it was what Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and Harvard Medical School. So all these so-called prominent schools that are so prestigious and stuff, these are ones also funneling out this information, which is kind of shady because professors at these schools are literally becoming billionaires. Literally in under 10 years, right? Because it said that invested in Moderna in 2010, 2020, 2021 now. Not a bad investment, is it, huh? 10 years, billionaire? Sounds pretty good, right? Sounds pretty lucrative investment, right? Huh. Fucking, this is a joke, bro. This is a joke. Oh my god, this is such a fucking joke, man. Uh, hold on. Okay, they identified this double mutant in a sample from patients in the San Francisco Bay Area. They suspect another 7 cases are linked to the variant. They suspect. They suspect. I like how this shit says the everyday mask. How you gonna make masks fashionable? How you gonna make masks fashionable? Think about that. This ad right here is showing a mask, the everyday mask, premium 5-layer construction, 95% BFE air filter protection, all day comfort. They're literally selling so-called PPE, personal protective equipment, so-called medical equipment, even though there's no medical standards that it meets, no medical guidelines that it meets. Don't worry, it doesn't matter. And they're selling this to people, and they're trying to sell it to you in a fashionable sense. Look how great you look with this mask on. You look so cool. You don't think that should be an issue for a concern? I don't think none of us should be worried about how our fucking masks look. And I get it. We all got masks and stuff, wherever that little design and stuff like that on and shit like that. But let's be honest, man. What are we doing here? I got one too. Let's be honest. What are we doing here? Why are we trying to get decorative? Actually, no, it's probably a good way to make sure you don't lose your shit either, because everybody walk around with those blue surgical masks and don't do shit anyways. Then you get lost and stuff, but those are disposable. Because guess what? Masks are supposed to be disposable. You're not supposed to wear it all throughout the day. You're not even supposed to re-wear it, right? That's literally bad procedures when we're talking about PPE. That's literally bad procedures. You don't re-wear this shit. They're all supposed to be disposable, throw away, and have a new one every day. Doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter. We're not even going with no medical guidelines or standards when we're talking about the wearing of these masks and stuff, bro. We're just doing shit. Which none of it makes sense. And none of it will ever make sense, bro. None of it will ever make sense. I hope. You know what? The wait times been going now and stuff. We ain't got to wait 10 years. I give it about 1 more year. And everybody's going to look back and be like, what the fuck did we do? What the fuck were we thinking, man? Tell you, they're going to throw out watch. They're going to bring out a new type of mask that is supposed to be more secure and stuff. And really what it would be is just be more easily manufactured and cost a little bit more. And they're going to be like, oh, you don't have to dispose it, you don't have to re-wear it, you don't have to sanitize it, you're able to switch this out and stuff like that. And then when they market that new type of mask, it would be a global corporate push. And then one of the main marketing strategies of that new type of mask would be, hey, these masks work better than the old ones because they'll come out with some study from some school and it'll say, oh yeah, you know, we found out these cloth masks over that they actually didn't work at all, and that's why cases really didn't go down too much, because come to find out after this new study, because people love to hear that shit from experts, quote unquote, the experts, quote unquote, new study, so people get their rocks off like, oh god, yes, experts got a new study, yes, what can they tell us? And the next thing you know, they're gonna say, oh yeah, these masks that you guys were wearing, the cloth masks and the surgical masks, they don't really work, but don't worry, we got this new mask, and this meets medical grade standards and stuff like that, and different companies will be able to mass produce them, and you guys should really wear this. More than likely, it'll be Fauci dumbass to come out and say some shit like that, or somebody else from the CDC back that shit up or whatever. And now everybody's wearing this new medical grade standard mask. Damn it, guess what? Just as easily as I sat here and thought about that on the fly, someone somewhere is already doing it. I just thought of that right now. That means someone somewhere is already doing it. And they're going to make money off of this shit. because of all of our ignorance, because of all of our lack of, you know, laziness. Let's be honest. All of our laziness to because we don't want to stop and think about what is actually being said and what is actually being going on. What is actually going on, rather. We just want to be fed information. Hey, go do this, go do that, because we get it. Life is easier when someone tells you what to do. It was something I always tell my kids, like, hey, I get it. You guys find it easier because I'm telling you to do this, telling you to do that. But the goal is for me not to have to tell you to do none of this shit. Because when you become an adult, don't rely on nobody to tell you to do anything because no one gives a fuck about you out in the real world. And it's not even a insensitive thing. It's not even an empathy or sympathy. It's really, well, people are paying attention to their own things, their own problems. So they want to care, but let's be honest, you can only care so much because you got your own problems and issues you got to deal with and stuff. You can't help somebody out if you can't take care of yourself first, right? That's why you shouldn't have kids until you're able to take care of yourself. And then once you can take care of yourself, you can probably take care of another human being. That's a huge responsibility. But it doesn't matter because the way we throw sex around doesn't fucking matter anyways. It doesn't matter either because, you know, we throw abortion around like it's nothing too. Everyone talks about abortion from like a biblical standpoint, or you're killing babies, all that. But no one really talks about it from a lack of responsibility. You know what you did. And of course, I'm not talking about rape cases, all that. Those, look at the stats. Those are small in percentage when they happen. I'm talking about, you know, the regular, someone gets pregnant, all of that, and they're thinking about having an abortion. No one ever talks about being accountable. You know, you rarely hear about being accountable for your actions and holding up your responsibility. Because that's what it comes down to. I tell my kids all the time, accountability, responsibility. You want to talk about being an adult? That's what being an adult means. Fuck, that's what being a human being means. Being accountable for your actions. Being responsible and knowing your responsibilities and know the things you need to do and take care of in order to live your life and improve your life and improve the situation in which you're in. But it doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters because you got articles like this telling you, be afraid. Meanwhile, you got another article telling you, oh, while you're afraid, guess what? People are making money off of your fear. But don't worry, they're helping us. They're protecting us. They're doing the things that need to be done to help save the world because they're fighting against COVID-19. They're not Superman, right? They're not the Justice League. It's not the fucking Avengers, man. It's not Captain America coming out and helping you. They're not throwing no shield around. They're not fighting no bad guys. Why do you think we like superhero movies? Because we like to see who is the obvious villain. Because in reality, the obvious villain is not obvious. The real villain is probably these corporate execs, probably your friends, probably your family members. It's probably the person right next to you at work. It's probably the villain. Oh man, something wrong with me, man. There's something wrong with me. Don't, whatever, man. Pay me no attention. I'm just spitting out my opinions. I'm just a little crazy guy. I'm a crazy guy on the internet spitting out my opinions, saying some wild shit. So pay me no attention, man. What the fuck? Okay, go back to this article. It says we don't know how. I can't read this shit without laughing. Okay. Keep it together, Damien. Keep it together. All right. It says, quote, we don't know how those two mutations behave when they're paired together. End quote from Dr. Benjamin Pinsky, a Stanford virologist who helped discover the variant, told the LA Times. How you help discover the variant if you just told me the variant was discovered in India? That means he discovered the shit after the fact, which I don't think is discovery. What is it, Christopher Columbus? It's not the same. But I guess it is. The discovery really means that you find something new to you. The same as like Christopher Columbus. Oh, he didn't discover America. Yes, he did. And it's something I had to come to terms with too. Cause like, he never discovered America. You can't discover something where it's already there, but pay attention to the definition of the word. Discover means just to make something new, make something of light that you didn't know before. So it doesn't mean that other people didn't see it before, but if it's new to you and new to some of your friends, your families, I don't know, new to your country, then it's new. Then it's new. It really just went off tips from people from Africa anyway, so then I guess. But it's still a discovery. Anyways, I can't believe this shit. It says, but Dr. Peter Chin Hung, an infectious disease expert, like an infectious disease expert. Like, here we go again. Expert, expert, expert. Everybody's a goddamn expert. Everybody's an expert. You never heard of so many medical experts in your life until last year. Never heard of them. It's funny because all these goddamn experts, no one can find a fucking cure. All these experts, no one can find a cure. They could barely get a good a good treatment. All these experts, all these world's greatest minds, no one can cure shit. Man, what type of expert are you? Are you if you can't, I don't know, find a fucking cure? Don't you pretty much fail at your job? Oh my God, is that blasphemy for to say that? Because when you're at work and you're considered an expert and you don't actually solve some legitimate problems at work, guess what? One, you're not an expert no more. Two, you ain't got no job no more. But we're in the medical field, you can be all types of expert and fail every day at your job. Think about it, bro. Think about it. You fail at your job. Being a medical expert, infectious disease expert. But what are you an expert at? Recognizing the infectious disease? But they found a vaccine. So they help out. Fuck a vaccine. What about a cure? Oh, well, it's hard to find a cure. It's hard to find a cure. So you take the easy route and find a vaccine. What type of lazy shit is that? Right? How about all this money goes towards cures? Oh, that's right. You can't have a cure. Because if you have a cure, guess what? No more medical industry. You ever stop and think about that? If there was a cure to COVID-19, to the SARS-CoV-2 virus, none of this shit would be going on right now. So in order to continue this perpetual cycle, in order to continue this ongoing, I'm trying to find the right word, in order to continue this endless fucking pandemic shit that we constantly hear, you cannot find a cure. Because if you find a cure, there's no reason for the mask. There's no reason for the PPE. There's no reason for the vaccines. There's no reason for vaccine passports. A lot of these companies won't make money. There is no money in making a cure. So as long as you get sick, then that means these medical companies, the whole medical industry, continues to go on. Cures are bad for business. And that's the sad reality of the situation. Everyone talks about a vaccine. And guess what? Programming. Because they've been saying vaccine so much, we haven't even stopped to think, wait a minute, what about a cure? In fact, we're so used to not ever having a cure for anything that we don't even bother saying the word cure anymore. Now we just hope for a vaccine. Now we hope for some medicine from NyQuil, right? Some ibuprofen, some Motrin, whatever, Tylenol, Advil. We rather have medicine. We rather have treatments. We rather have vaccines, because the idea of having a goddamn cure seems so inconceivable. Yet these so-called medical experts are considered experts, but no cures are found. It's a fucked up world we live in, man. But it's only fucked up because we are ignorant to what is going on. I blame myself. I don't know about you. I say we all should blame ourselves, but you know what? Personal accountability. I blame myself. I blame myself for being unaware of most of this shit. I blame myself for not really stopping asking the simple questions like, hey, can we get a cure? Can we get a cure? So we don't have to do none of this stuff. A good way to go back to normal is to find a cure. In fact, how come our money is not being put towards finding cures? Our money is being put towards finding vaccines. Is that really the route we should have went? Or should our money have been put towards finding a cure? But no, we're like, oh, you get a vaccine, you're good. Well, guess what? The vaccine is just you getting a low-grade version of the virus. So you might as well just get the fucking virus and take your chances. That's literally what you're doing with the vaccine. Break it down in simplistic terms. Because you don't have to be a so-called expert Because when you do the scientific, we do these things, we really sit and think about it. You're thinking about it in simplistic terms first. And then the complexity only comes about as you're trying to answer the simple questions. And then sometimes, with more questions, which is fine. But the main goal should be trying to find a cure, not vaccines, not treatments. But guess what? If you're looking at it from a business perspective, if you're looking at it from the perspective of finances, money, then this is the route you want to go. Let me get all the vaccines I can think of, right? Let me get all the treatments I can think of. Let me do all the studies I can think of. And let me just completely not even mention a cure. And they always say, it's so hard. It's really hard to find a cure. Well, guess what? Keep digging. Because a cure should be the end goal, not vaccines. We shouldn't be like, oh, we got a vaccine, we're good now. No, bro. We should be like, hey, what's a cure? In fact, even better, how about focusing on your health? Say this all the time: diet, nutrition, sleep, lower your stress level, lower your cortisol levels. How about that stuff? Oh, once again, it goes back to personal accountability for one's health. How about you do the ultimate prevention in health management? Try to make sure that you're healthy. Try to make sure that you exercise. You do all those things. Anytime you go to the doctor, what do they first say to you? Oh, do you make sure you exercise? Make sure you do this. Well, damn. Why am I coming to you? Oh man, it's a bad world, man. I don't even think I can read the rest of this article because this shit is fucking stupid. Oh, it's beyond stupid. Let's see what else it says. Yeah, so the disease expert, the University of California, another goddamn university, said panic about the variant is premature, and his nickname is a bit sensational. So how about we just don't have that nickname, Double Mutant? It's funny because it's literally by design to have that nickname to strike fear, and that's why I want to talk about it in this article, because when you make fun of this shit, you realize how stupid it is sometimes. Double Mutant variant. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? It suggests that it is double scary or doubly transmittable, even compared to the variant that we know about. But there is no evidence to suggest that. Ching Hong told Insider. Plus, he added many variants have multiple mutations. Oh, okay. Oh, so this article is like, oh yeah, we're gonna tell you what a double mutant variant. It's not really that bad and stuff like that. Cool, cool. We appreciate that, Insider. We really do. It says an unprecedented combination of mutations. But then it still use words like that, unprecedented. I think it's the second time this article used that word, unprecedented. Oh, this is unprecedented. Oh, we never had this before. Says who? Says who? Recorded as far as medical history, I think it only goes back to like the bubonic plague was that 13th century, 14th century, something like that. And a lot of this modern science goes back to what 18th century, 19th century. Hell, late 19th century is when it came about with the germ and terrain theory. Check out the episode of the podcast when I talked about that. So once again, these people don't even know how we actually get sick, but don't worry, they can have all these vaccinations and treatments, but not a cure. Fucking God, this medical industry pisses me off so much, man. Scientists keep tabs on the coronavirus evolution by genetically sequencing samples on a regular basis. Every variant has a unique genetic code peppered, with mutations. That's how researchers can classify different strains. So everything's going to mutate. Most mutations are innocuous, but sometimes a combination of genetic tweaks emerge that helps the virus survive or spread better. The double mutant brings together two worrisome mutations in the same variant for the first time. But see, it says worrisome. It's saying it's unprecedented. It's saying it's worrisome, but it's saying it's not really that bad. The word double mutant just sounds bad. But yet you're adding other words around it to still yet have some type of fear. Right? That should be a little concerning to me because you still having something like that around it it still makes you wonder there's some type of fear level or something going on. But don't worry, because it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. They're just gonna keep spewing out this information over and over and over because they want to keep this machine going. One mutation known as L452R helps the virus spike protein bind more tightly to cells. And and that bears a chilling resemblance to mutation found. Oh no, another mutation, E484Q, bears a chilling resemblance to the mutation found in variants from South Africa and Brazil. And these so-called mutations been going on since like October, I think, last year. Another mutation. Oh, this and that. So does that mean that the COVID-19 vaccines that are being spread about now are already obsolete? Don't worry, doesn't matter because they already made their money. They sold you a bad product. They already made their money though, so it doesn't matter. They sold you an outdated product. Most, to be honest with you, that's how business goes as well. You see in the technology industry, computers, video games, they're cell phones. They're already outdated by the time they sell them to you. Yeah. So all our technology is outdated by the time it's sold to us. And that's why the time they drop, there's already, oh, we need to have this upgrade. Oh, make sure you download this upgrade. But I just bought the phone. I thought the phone was the upgrade. Oh yeah, but now we got a new operating system. We got to update the operating system so that, right? Video games. Oh, it's a new game. It just dropped. Oh yeah, make sure you download this upgrade. Well, the fuck? I just got the game. How is it an upgrade already? Oh yeah. Well, we made some upgrades to the game. You bought the physical CD version or disc version. I don't think nobody says CD no more. I can't believe I said that. You bought the disc version of the game, and so the physical copy doesn't have the latest update that we made last week before the game came out. But if you got the game digitally, then you got the update. Oh, so you mean this physical copy of the game is already outdated? Cool. It's everything's outdated by the time you get it. Because how can they sell you something else if the shit you have is really good and gonna last a long time? They can't. So they're already selling you outdated stuff. And I'm pretty sure somebody somewhere, some article will try to spin it. Oh, just because you have all these mutations of the viruses, don't worry, the COVID-19 vaccine still works. But how do you know that when the clinical trials have not been applied to these new mutations of the virus? Oh, don't worry. Guess what? You are the clinical trial. You are the clinical trial because you got the vaccine. So now you having the vaccine, you will be the clinical trial for these new mutations. Because you made the choice. You signed up for it. You took the choice. Hey, to each their own. If you're okay with that, you're okay with that. But does everybody understand that? And you can't blame scientists or experts over that because personal accountability. You didn't bother to take the time to ask these questions. You didn't bother to take the time to research this stuff. Or you didn't want to because you were worried about, well, if I was going to get this vaccine, whatever, I'm okay. But, hey, to each their own. That's your personal choice. It's not for me, bro. It's not for me. Not for me. It's not for my kids. But that's your personal choice. It is what it is. You're okay with that. But at the same time, like, see, the media likes to spread false lies. There's a lot of disinformation because I think the mention of these mutations, I think the question came about as far as the COVID-19 vaccines with these mutations having an effect to it. I think they're like, oh no, it'll be fine, blah, blah. But they don't know. That's probably why some people get the COVID-19 vaccine and still get sick because, well, maybe because of mutated virus. If the virus still exists, I'm still questioning if the existence of the virus. I don't care what no one says. I don't care if I sound crazy. I'm still questioning shit. Because for me, the whole world can say something exists. But if that shit doesn't make sense to me, fuck the rest of y'all. It does not make sense to me. I don't care. I don't care, right? I don't care. Like, if it doesn't make sense to me, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. Everybody can be like, go left. I'm like, what are you talking about? Everyone in the world, doesn't matter who it is, everybody in the world can tell me that I'm supposed to go left. But for me, my thought is, you know what? I don't care what y'all say. It doesn't seem like I should go in that direction. I'm going to go right. Or I'm going to go up. Or I'm going to go down. There's other options around. Everybody on the planet, all 7.8 billion, whatever approximation, every last one of you people out there in the world can tell me to go left. And I'm still going to stand there and be like, yeah, I don't know yet. I don't trust all y'all, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, I got to live with the choices I make. And if I make the wrong choice, guess what? I made the wrong choice. I'm okay with that because I can live with that. But if I made the wrong choice because I decided to listen to someone else, then to me, it makes me feel like I'm even more of a fool. Because I didn't take that personal accountability to really sit down and think. And that to me is one of the most grievous things you do is not take the time to think. To not take the time to ponder what you're doing. This says it is unlikely the new variant will come to dominate in California. But don't worry, they found it in California 24 hours after it was reported in India. Fucking stupid shit, man. Stupid shit. I'll make sure to put the links in the description when I upload the video version of the podcast to YouTube and my Odyssey channel. So last topic, don't play. Last topic we have here is this is from The Hill. So it says Yellen, which is what, Jeanette Yellen, which I think she's the Secretary of Treasury. Yeah, the Treasury Secretary. Does that make sense? Okay, yeah. Yellen pushes global minimum corporate tax. And trust me, I've been there where I was like, yeah, all these corporations need to be taxed. They need to pay more of their taxes and stuff. But then I was like, you know what? You're not supposed to pay taxes anyway. So why am I going to get mad at a business to pay corporate tax? But I can see why they should have some type of tax, I guess, as well. But at the same time, guess what's going to happen? Before I even get into the article, think about it from the perspective of a corporation. If you're in charge of Amazon and you got a global tax that you got to do because, you know, you're a global corporation, you might have started out in Seattle. It doesn't matter. You're a global corporation now. And you got to like raise, and now you have to pay out, you know, millions and not billions of dollars in taxes. What are you going to do? You're going to find some way to cut some losses so you can still keep your profits, right? You're not going to increase revenue. You're going to find a way to make sure that you eliminate some things so you can maintain your profits. So you might, I don't know, cut out some people's wages, maybe cut out some jobs. You see, that's a cause and effect. They're forcing people to do certain things. Thus, you're going to have an effect of something else. I'm going to get a copyright because YouTube always gives me a copyright. Man, I got a copyright on yesterday's episode 115. And I listened to it. And of course, it was a history channel because every time I pull up their videos on YouTube, they always give me a copyright. Fuck you, A&E Network. So, as I was listening to the segment, it was usually like a minute long. So I think it was from like an hour. It was like from the 47-minute mark to like the 48-minute mark of episode 115 podcast. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, man, did I just not say anything? And I'm sitting there and I make sure I sniff or I cough, I do something, or I say anything, trying to have some audio over the other audio so I don't get a copyright claim. But as I listened to that segment that it had illustrated saying this is a copyright claim, I literally talked over it. I literally talked over the video and they still gave me a copyright claim. So now I'm gonna do some digging to find out what this copyright claim is, and then it makes me think, how's the algorithm pull this up? Like, how's the software pull this up when there literally is two data texts of audio at the same time? So the little bit of understanding that I know about copyright claim and some of it goes back, you know, let's not say close to decades, but some of it goes back, you know, a little while. But The things I learned in school for radio, you do 10 seconds of a certain song, stuff like that, and then sometimes you gotta talk over it or something like that, so you don't get any copyright claims. I don't know, copyright claims have changed. I don't know how YouTube does it. I hear the YouTubers saying they gotta make sure they talk over it so they don't get no copyright claim and stuff like that. But I talked over it and I still got a copyright claim. So now I'm just at the point where fuck it. I'm not monetized anyway, so fuck these copyright claims. I'm just gonna they can have it all day, every day. Doesn't matter. Let's see what she says.
30-year race to the bottom on corporate tax rates. Competitiveness is about more than how U.S. headquartered companies fare against other companies in global merger and acquisition bids. It's about making sure that governments have stable tax systems.
I'm sorry. It's about making sure the government has stable tax system. All I heard was this is about making sure the government gets their cut. That's all I heard her say. It's about making sure the government gets their cut. Hey, corporations, we gotta make sure you guys don't get too big because the government, especially the United States government, is the biggest corporation. So they're like, you private corporations can't do that. We gotta make sure you guys don't get too big. In fact, you know what? We're the mob bosses. Where's our taxes at? Give us our cut. Give us our cut. Oh, I'm looking at my cat because she went to go get some water. I put out a water dish for my ex-wife's dog because she brought him over here last weekend, and I'm just like, what? That water dish is not for you. You have your own water dish, but my cat is spoiled because she's like, I like my water cold. And she just walks away. Go back to sleep. Whatever.
That raise sufficient revenue to invest in essential public goods and respond to crises, and that all citizens fairly share the burden of financing government.
All citizens fairly share the burden in financing government. In fact, hell, they're not even hiding it. They're flat out saying, hey, because I don't know if you guys realize this, but corporations are literally by law considered citizens. So when you hear person in legalese, they're talking about corporations as well, not just you, the person. Because you, the person, is referred to as you, the natural living man or natural being person in law. But in legalese, when it says person, it includes corporations. So they're like, hey, you corporations are citizens. You need to make sure you pay your taxes because the government needs to have its funding. It's fun because government shouldn't even be funded because that's the problem now. All this excessive funding through taxation, it makes the government bigger and bigger and bigger. It's interesting because that's exactly what a corporation would do. The government shouldn't even have no type of revenue. Unless you're talking about state government, because through that state entity, you're, I don't know, selling oranges across state lines. You're selling peaches across state lines. You're a producer of something. But when you talk about the United States government and put that in the context, what they're a producer of, other than wars, other than destroying other people's country and rebuilding it back up, pushing down people's currency and bringing it back up, right? Going into other people's countries and getting oil and natural resources like in Antarctica. that's what the United States government is good for, right? Hey, it's one of those. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And when you make the game, you can set up the rules and play it how you want to play it, I guess.
President Biden's proposals announced last week
President Biden,
call for
Obama.
bold domestic action, including to raise the U.S. minimum tax rate and renewed international engagement, recognizing that it's important to work with other countries to end the pressures of tax competition and corporate tax base erosion. We're working with G20 nations to agree to a global minimum corporate tax rate.
Only G20 nations.
Stops the race to the bottom. Together, we can use a global minimum tax to make sure the global economy thrives based on a more level playing field in the taxation of multinational corporations.
Oh, listen to that.
Playing field.
Listen to that.
Based on a more level playing field.
Keywords. I done said this in plenty of the episodes of the podcast. Level playing field. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, says level playing field. Trump has said level playing field. IMF has said level playing field. The BIS has says, I believe the BIS has said level playing field. That's Bank of International Settlements. Um, Christine Lagarde, European Central Bank president, has said level playing field. This term level playing field has been spewed out over the past couple of years. And it's about making everything equal. I don't know, from a globalist standpoint, it's also about leveling the playing field. So that's in the sense of great reset. Key words, man, because it seems like, I don't know, the same people write these same speeches for everybody. Key words: level playing field. Do a search for level playing field. See what pops up. Don't do it on Google. Go on somebody else, but do a search for level playing field. See what pops up. You see how many different people have said that over the past couple years. It's kind of eerily, right? It's kind of odd, right? It's kind of suspicious. I mean, suspicious to me, but look, of course I'm paranoid, so it's suspicious to me. But I don't care if you think I'm paranoid. Like I said, I'll tell you I'm paranoid. Rather be paranoid. That means I'm cautious. It means I'm paying attention. It means my senses are heightened and I'm becoming aware.
In the taxation of multinational corporations and spurs innovation, growth, and prosperity.
Yeah, it sure does. Man, I'm no lie. It was like she struggled to make it through that. It was like it's a minute long, bro. It's like she struggled to make it through that. Let's see what some of this article says. I'll get rid of this. So it says on Monday, push for global minimum corporate tax during her first major speech in her new role. I like how you call it a speech when there's nobody around. I thought speeches meant you say that shit in front of a crowd of people. Or maybe we just always think of speeches in that context. I don't know about you, but I like my speeches that be in front of a crowd of people. The Biden administration is seeking to enact an infrastructure plan financed by increasing taxes on corporations. That's I'm sure there's other way to finance it. If you want to have an infrastructure plan, then again, you probably don't need an infrastructure plan. Two, you probably it should be up to the individual states, counties, cities, local governments if they want to include new infrastructures. I don't know. Maybe I guess I'm just saying stupid shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? I guess I'm saying some dumb shit. I'm not a quote unquote expert. Says together we can use a global minimum tax. Okay, she said that in a virtual event. Wow, it's a virtual event. Pretty sure all 20 people watch that. About 20 people. You give about as many views as I do. That's sad. The speech comes at the start of the World Bank International Monetary Fund spring meetings. I just said that. Level playing field is something that the International Monetary Fund said. And I said IMF. I've forgotten the World Bank. They say it as well. So that lets you know in an association who helped write that speech. So once again, this is a globalist movement. This is a global push. Globalism, communism. One centralized government, they control everything. Meanwhile, everyone else is under the illusion that they have some type of free will. How can you control people? Well, you got to make them think that they're free. Biden last week proposed a series of corporate tax changes to his that his administration says could raise more than $2 trillion over 15 years to pay for infrastructure investments. That $2 trillion over 15 years is not barely covers the last stimulus check, the last stimulus plan, the 1.9 trillion stimulus plan. Check out the episode of the podcast when I broke down that stimulus plan and the bullshit things inside of that. When you see that a lot of your money is going to overseas and other stupid projects, even within America, well, you got played. We all got played. It says the plan would raise the U.S. corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%, raise the U.S. minimum tax on corporations' foreign earnings to 21%, and take steps aimed at preventing companies from moving their headquarters and jobs overseas. That's why they need to be a global thing. So basically, it's telling the corporations, hey guys, no matter where you think you're gonna go, you're still gonna get the same type of tax. So yeah, we're gonna tax you, and we're gonna let you know that there's nowhere you can go. That's why it's a G20, because it's those top 20 nations as far as when we're talking about economy. Those, those places where corporations would go at. Me, I'll move the corporation to a smaller place. I put the headquarters somewhere smaller, some smaller nation. Like from a business standpoint, that's what I would do. I'd be like, man, fuck y'all. I'm not paying your taxes. You ain't finna take more of my money. I already do all this different things anyways. Then again, also could be like Amazon and some other Google, which is rather Alphabet Inc. and some other Microsoft, some other companies where, oh yeah, we'll pay taxes, but guess what? You know what? Hey, if we do a deal or a partnership with you guys, can we get some of these tax cuts? Oh yeah. If you work with us, then we'll give you the tax cut. Oh, okay, cool. Oh wow, look at that. Now you have government subsidies going out to private corporations, and you wonder why Amazon got so big. You wonder why Google and Facebook is on military computers, but you can't access some other things on military computers. I'll never forget that. That's not. It was a recent event. I think it was like 2000. I was working at the fitness center. It was like 2011 when all of a sudden we were able to have YouTube, Facebook, and Google. Well, certain Google sites. Well, I guess that's YouTube rather. Yeah, YouTube and Facebook on the internet on government computers. And I think I mentioned this before. The first thing we all thought, like, I ain't getting on Facebook on a government computer. You think I'm that stupid? And if I do, I ain't looking at or saying, I'm just looking. I ain't saying not a goddamn thing. I am not private messaging nobody, nothing. And there's a few times I had to use it because I ain't have no cell phone signal. And I was like, hey, this is a good way for me to message and stuff, but hey, don't be talking nothing extra on here, bro. Whoever I'm talking to, hey, don't say nothing extra on here, man. I'm on Facebook and I'm on a government computer. I don't know how much more can you be watched than that. Oh, the government makes me laugh, man. They're such assholes, bro. And when I say the government, I'm talking about regular people. I say this often when we're talking about systems and government and stuff like that. Oh, the system did this. There is no system. It's just shitty ass people. It's just regular run of the day meal people. Just regular people being shitty. There is no system. It's just that shitty ass person you know. And then they're friends with other shitty ass people because they're all too worried about themselves and they all have no backbone. So instead of standing up for the decency and doing what they know is humanely correct, they'd rather roll their ass over and just take it up the ass and be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever you say. And thus your system is created. So it says critics of raising corporate taxes argue that doing so would make the U.S. business climate less competitive compared to other countries that have cut their corporate tax rates in recent years. Yeah, because they want those companies to come over. Are you fucking serious? It's another goddamn cloth face mask advertising. You gotta be shitting me. Is it the same thing? Oh my god, and it's from Forbes. It's a quote from Forbes. It says one of the most thoughtful mask designs out there today. The Everyday Mask 2.0. I told you. 2.0. I never seen this shit. Oh my god. I can't. I can't, man. I can't. Man. This shit is so hilarious, man, because it's so fucked up. The Everyday Mask 2.0. One of the most thoughtful designs. Who cares about being thoughtful, bro? I thought it was supposed to be protective. What the fuck? Oh my god, let me get back to this article. Go ahead and finish up the show, wrap it up. So it says Yellen said that the Biden administration wants to end a global race to the bottom on corporate tax rates. That's a direct quote. by working with other countries in the G20 on an agreement for global minimum tax rate. She said that this effort is important in order to ensure that countries can raise the revenue they need to provide needed public services. See, they're acting like they're the heroes. They're saying, "Hey, we need this money so we can take care of our citizens." No, 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 no. Because the government is not your mother, the government is not your father. If you're going to take care of yourself, guess what you do? You do the things you need to do to take care of yourself. I often talk about this. When you have dependence, you give up your independence. So the more you rely on the government, the less independent you become. Therefore, your dependency eventually relies solely on the government. Thus, you're in communism or socialism or whatever, some type of centralized authority. Marxism, it doesn't matter. You get all these stupid isms, it doesn't matter. Because what we're talking about is you, the regular individual, no longer gets to make the decisions about your own personal life. Some centralized authority that you will never meet, that you'll never have no association with, that you'll never probably even come close in contact with, is making all your choices for you. Understand that. A group of people somewhere in this country, and not just in Washington, D.C., but other places and stuff, are making choices for everyone else. How fucked up is that? Right? Once again, some completely disrespectful shit. It's really disrespectful that someone somewhere is sitting around a table. Probably now they're doing their little stupid Zoom calls and saying, "Oh, we should do this," and they're making decisions for the rest of us, even though we don't have to say so. That's not how things should be going. I have to say so over my own life. I mean, when you're a kid, you want to grow up to be an adult, but you realize that you grow up to become an adult. You realize you're not really an adult because you don't really get to take care of yourself. Actually, you know what? Some people out there, they don't like being an adult because they have to take care of themselves. Thus, they want to go back to the government to be like, "Hey, government, come take care of me because adulthood sucks." That's why the generation, the young generation rather, needs to focus more on independency, accountability, self accountability, hold each other accountable if that may need be, but responsibility, things where you can take care of yourself and not sit there looking for a handout. And it's not necessarily meaning that everyone has to go out and be a business owner or something like that. Not everybody designed to be a business. Not everybody wants to be a business owner, right? I don't want to be a business owner. Yet I've literally created my own business by having a podcast and content channels and stuff like that. But that's really more of a branding, marketing thing where I'm just branding. I am the brand myself, and I'm marketing myself rather. Well, I'm not saying I'm marketing myself because I'm doing a horrible job at marketing myself. Let's be honest. I'm doing a horrible job. But at the same time, I think it's just the way I like it, anyways. But when we talk about being able to take care of yourself and rely on yourself, our governments around the world are not set up that way because, well, they're governments. And you might think I'm pushing a libertarian mindset. I guess I am by some people's definition. For me, it makes sense. It makes sense because if I could take care of myself, if I could focus on myself, I mean, then that's a good thing, right? I don't understand how wanting the government to help you is a great idea. I don't I don't understand that, right? Like I said, even me as a disabled vet, I'm getting money from the government, but no, it's just they're holding up their contractual agreement because it's just workers' comp. That's all it is. It's just workers' comp, right? I put my life on the line, my body on the line, my the how it affects my kids and doing different things stuff because it's a contractual agreement. Because I knew by law that they would have to give us some type of money, some type of compensation, some type of financial compensation. Because the goal was to make it to 20 years to get that financial compensation, but I didn't make it. Clearly, that's why I'm here now. So the reason I didn't make it because of medical reasons, and I still got screwed out of that. So I'm still trying to get some other medical compensation, and that's still a fight. I'm just fighting with a corporation to give me the medical compensation to uphold their contractual obligations. But at the same time, that's That's what you do with a company. So now everybody has to have a big business. Everybody has to have because you gotta have workers, right? Now everybody wants to do those things, but at the same time, there's some type of agreement going on. But when the government talks about providing public services, there is no agreement going on. It's, oh, here, you don't have no money, here's this. Well, if I don't have no money and you give me food stamps and stuff, well, why would I make more money to get off the food stamps? If you're gonna keep giving me these food stamps, I might as well just keep having these low wage paying jobs. And then next thing you know, it's like, hey, why are you going to work anyways? We'll take care of you. We don't want you to get sick. We want you to stay inside and make sure that you're healthy. So it's a $1,400 check. Oh, that's not enough? Oh, you need another one? Well, don't worry about it. Here's another one. Oh, you still need another one? Well, maybe we should come up with a program. Universal basic income. Yeah. So, this is just basic income. So it's not enough for you to live off of completely, but it'll be enough for you to get your basic necessities. Maybe some shelter, a house, an apartment, somewhere to live in, and some food. And then we got food stamps too to help you out as well. You create a level of dependency, right? Because it's hard to have a change in life. It's hard to get off of that and go to something else because when you've been protected or under control, or not under control, but someone's been watching over you, such as the parents, or a guardian, or whatever, or the government, you start to get a little anxious. You start to have a little fear, which is a natural thing anyway, of being able to step out on your own. And some people, they're just like, you know what? I don't want to worry about that. Here, I'll just keep taking what you're giving me because I'm comfortable here. And I don't want to change my comfortability level to something that I'm not comfortable with. Thus, you create a globalized central authority, and now we're all screwed and enslaved. Concept is not that hard. It's not beyond stretch of imagination because they're already doing it now. Right? They're already doing it now. If you pay attention, that's what they're trying to create now. And let's be honest, it's pretty fucking disturbing. Like I don't know about you. It's pretty disturbing though. Let's see. Competitiveness is more about how the U.S. headquartered companies fare against other companies in global merger. They're making all this other bullshit up, man. They just want money. I mean, they already said it. We just want money so we can have money to have money. Plain and simple, man. They just want money to have money. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's for government services. It's for public needs. It's for this. It's for that." No, it's not. It's just for them to have money. That's all it is, man. That's all it comes down to. Don't trust the government. Don't trust the government. Don't trust the government. Don't trust the government. And I still ain't got my stimulus check, and I probably won't ever get it because I keep saying shit like "Don't trust the government." It's probably why I'm waiting over a year for my VA disability increasement payments. And trust me, the money I get from them is still thousands and thousands of dollars less than what I should be getting. So I'm still getting the shit into the stick, but it's still a contractual agreement. It is what it is, right? Because I'll make money elsewhere. This is crazy though, man. This is wild. This is wild. What's going on, man? Think about the times in which we live in. This is a pretty historic moment in human history, at least modern human history, right? Going back 5,000, 5,500 years, something like that. And this iteration of Homo sapiens sapiens. So this is very important time frame because we're coming up on a evolutionary point where do we evolve into a high mind slave mentality species where some central authority is telling us what to do, how to think, how to dress, how to act? I mean, they're already trying to do it with these fucking face masks and stuff, right? Oh, look how fashionable you are with your face mask on. Oh my God. Right? Hey, you should listen to this music. Hey, you want to be this? Go ahead and do this. Hey, you want to be like this? Go ahead and do that. Right? So we're already kind of there. But then there's other of us, like myself and plenty of others out there who are resistant to authority. Just a natural resistance to authority. I always felt like that since I was a kid. Like I just always want to be a part of a revolution. I always want to revolt against authority. Maybe I decided to put myself in the correct timeline, which I'm in. And it might sound crazy to you, but Yeah, we're gonna get into a little bit more of that actually. Someone mentioned in comments on a YouTube video, and I appreciate that because that's gonna be a good episode topic to talk about. But I gotta make sure I put it out there at the right time. So these are one of these breadcrumbs. Everything connects. Everything connects. If you actually go back and listen to all these episodes of the podcast, you can see how it all connects. I know it all connects because one, it's obviously coming out of my own head. So this is how I think things. Everything has to connect because one thought leads to another. Sometimes I don't remember exactly what the connection is, but hey, it's a lot of thoughts I have, man. But that's what we're really coming up to. Why do you think Agenda 2030 is so important to these guys? The UN Agenda 2030, the you'll own nothing and be happy. The make that make sense. Please, please, make that make sense. You will own nothing and be happy. Make that make sense. You can't. You can't. You know, and if you can, you're that type of person. You can go be in their global society. That's not me. Cause my global society means we all make our own conscious decisions to come together, not be forced into it. I'm all for one world government. I'm all for one world religion, or actually not religion. I'm all for one world spirituality. Everyone should be spiritual. I'm all for I'm all for all of us coming together and going on the same evolutionary path in the sense of the evolution of the species and the protection of the species and continuation of the species and the continuation and the involvement of the species in the best manner possible, which means we all need these different perspectives to come to the best manner possible. Because how can you come to a good conclusion or a good solid idea if you don't have a whole bunch of ideas that you have first and use those other ideas to narrow down to that one main idea which you all can agree upon, as opposed to all of us being forced into a way of life, a way of thought, a way of behavior, a way of emotional attachments, or trying to figure out how we all should feel about certain things. We all shouldn't be the same, because if we're all the same, one, it's fucking boring. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We all like to argue. Like we like to debate. We like to go back and forth because that's we know on a fundamental level that's how we evolve and that's how we help ourselves understand the world around us, rather the universe around us, in this dimension that we live in. Like we got to have all these different perspectives. We got to have all these flaws, these character flaws. We got to have all these different ideas, like these different ways of life, these different how we want to govern ourselves. We got to have all these different perspectives in order to figure out what we're going to do next. Yet there literally is a global push to say, nah, let's all hold hands. Let's all be fair. I think I mentioned before, I was talking to my son, like, oh, you'll be fair. You'll treat me the same. I was like, I can't treat you and your sister the same because you and your sister are not the same people. I can never treat them exactly the same. And as a parent, you always want to treat your kids the same, but let's be honest, you know that's impossible. And you shouldn't do it anyways. I'm going to treat you the way that you're treated based on you. She's going to get treated the way that she's treated based on her. And obviously, when I'm talking about the way being treated, you know, how I react to certain things that they do and stuff like that. Because if you're doing a little bit more of this and she's doing less of that, well, I'm going to react differently based on your own actions. So it's not even my fault. I'm just reacting to what you're doing. But we want everybody to be fair and equal and stuff in this whole global society. And it makes no sense, man, because we're not going to learn as a species if we're all sitting here treating each other exactly the same. We're all treating each other equally. We're not. We're trying to recognize our differences, but maintain the same ideology that we're all exactly the same and fair. But we're doing it from an odd angle, right? It doesn't make sense, right? You can't talk about black and white, even though black and white doesn't exist. But you can't say there's a black race and a white race, but we all need to be treated exactly the same while you're literally trying to divide up at the same time. It doesn't make sense. The only division that there is you, the individual. Because as far as I know, there will never be another person exactly like you. At least while you're alive. There will never be another person exactly like me. At least while I'm alive. Now, there might be someone that seems similar, but guess what? As far as I noticed, pretty much all the human beings are similar. You know, everybody walk, talk, eat shit, piss, have sex, do things in their life. Everybody got opposable thumbs. Actually, you know what? We all don't have opposable thumbs. So there you go. There goes one different perspective. Oh, we all got feet. Actually, no, we all don't have feet. There goes different perspective. You see what I'm getting at? How do you know how can someone else behave or how can something else happen in the species unless we have all these different variants, all these different perspectives? We need all these different points of view to come together. I know I'm kind of going on a rant talking about globalism and stuff like that, but it's like the stuff we're reading, just read here, all these COVID-19 and the corporate tax and stuff, they're trying to get us to be and behave a certain way, to think a certain way. And some of us are just rolling over and taking it up the ass. Some of y'all might like that. Me, not so much. I'm just saying. We really got to stop and think about what is going on and how we're going down this evolutionary path of the human species, man. I don't want to be going down this route, bro. Like, this is not the way I wanted to live. Like, this is not, I'm not about this, man. I'm not about no centralized authority, right? It's funny because I always push against religion and stuff, but I'm like, God damn, it's crazy because now I'm like, well, at least the religious people, at least their authority was not of this earth and not of this dimension, right? At least that's somewhat good. I mean, that is also opens up the line for abuse, such as a Catholic Pope or whatever physical human manifestation that seems to be that acts as a representation of a godly deity or god deity. That's the same thing of a spiritual deity or a supreme being. That's not cool either, but you know that opens up the line for it. So the thing is, to me, we really have to determine is this what we want? Are you okay with just someone telling you what to do? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with someone telling you what to fear? Are you okay with some? Hell, it's funny. We're okay with someone telling us what to fear, but no one's okay with someone telling you who to love. It's funny because you see the push for transgenders and stuff like that, and express your sexuality. You really think in a global government they're gonna allow that shit? You really think they're gonna allow homosexuality in a global government? You really think they're gonna allow transgenders and stuff like that in a global government? You really think that? You really think they're gonna be talking about kumbaya and have all these different people? I got tattoos and earrings. You really think this is gonna be allowed? Didn't Hitler already do that? Aryan race, walk, talk, breathe this, be this type of way or whatever. You really think as we push towards this socialism, communism, so whatever type of government you want to call it, some centralized authority figure, that means that centralized authority figure will determine everything that you're gonna do. It's funny because as I think about that show Travelers that's on Netflix, I think it's a Canadian sci-fi show. Canada usually has the best sci-fi shows too. But Travelers it has a supercomputer from the AI supercomputer or whatever, probably a quantum computer, but I think they just say AI supercomputer. That is the supreme authority, and everyone listens to that. What do you think is going to happen on Earth? Happen on Earth? What do you think will happen in this reality? You would think they're going to allow some human being? At some point in time, the push will be for AI. So we got to worry about corporations. We got to worry about AI. We got to worry about government. We, the regular people, should be focusing on that because these people want to try to control and rule us. And I don't know about you. That's not the type of life I want. Fuck the government. As always, I live stream on D Live, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Check out the live stream. Be in the chat. I might look at it, but I probably won't respond or whatever. And I upload the video version and the audio version of the podcast immediately after I'm done with the live stream. So usually around 1:30, 2 o'clock, depending on how long my computer takes and stuff like that. Whew, gotta get upgraded on the computer. You want to support the channel, the podcast, stuff like that, go ahead and check out Underdog Product Store. Buy a t-shirt, premium cotton, right? It's decent material. I bought one. It's decent. It's good. Actually, it's good, to be honest with you. I'm a t-shirt guy, so I pay attention to shit like that. I got some coffee mugs, so it's whatever on there. No biggie. Buy something if you want to. Though if you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. Doesn't matter. The choice is yours, right? Check out my blog site, website, whatever. Damien, Damin, Jackson22.com. My social media links and my podcast links are in the top right corner of that website. So check that out. You can find out different ways to listen to the podcast. And you can see, follow me on Twitter, follow me on my Gab account. I'm constantly saying shit about shit all throughout the day. So good way to keep in touch with me, all that stuff. Appreciate the likes and comments and things of that nature. I appreciate the positivity. I get negativity every now and then, but I appreciate the positivity. Actually, I appreciate the negativity as well. Because if anything, the shit makes me laugh. So I appreciate that. Enjoy time with family and friends. Enjoy the rest of your day. Whenever you listen to this, it doesn't matter, whatever, all that good shit. So until next time.